My name is Elia Marchetti. I'm from Italy. I'm from Grosseto, a very small town outside the wall of Florence. I don't know, I love languages, so I like to move around and experience different countries and different culture. Because 50% of what I learn is belong to people. It's not belong to a specific culture or a country. Every person has a different background and every person thinks differently. So half of my experience I actually learned by looking, by watching and keep an eye on the people that I respect the most. Half of those is words that they share with me, but just a little bit from the actual culture. Also, I became a bartender because I did like make people drunk. Because when people are drunk, they reveal themselves for what they really are. And I kind of like it. So I see bartender like a psychotherapy. So when people come and connect with you, you are willing to help, you have the energy and the capacity to actually give suggestions. So when I understood what actually is bartendering, I specialized, so I've done few competitions. Some I won, some I lost, and thanks for the prize of the competition, they engaged me to do courses. So belong to courses, my knowledge grow, and I start to become part of mixology's industry. So I thought that making cocktail would help me to travel the world and express myself better into this job, but as well to get part of their culture, part of their style, and part of their love. So that's how I use my bartendering to travel the world. So as you know, I've been working Brazil, America, Singapore, England, Spain, Brazil, and Italy, and Vietnam. So I moved a lot because I love languages, and bartendering helped me to go through this experience, yes. I just had my last awards as a best design bar in London from Rotorino, and I just received a call from a new investor here in Vietnam. The market is completely different, the volume is completely different. Why I moved is all the awards, most of the awards that I won in London was basically, I was not the manager yet. I was just the bartender or the head bartender. So it's not really mine awards. I need to get something for myself. So Vietnam, based on the ongoing market, it gave me the chance to actually step up faster and try to do something new. So I just see the difference between our market and the ability of me to adapt and actually get the opportunity on the bounce, and yeah, that's how I moved to distribution. And for me, Vietnam was probably the worst country that I adapted in. Was the most traumatic, belong to people, belong to culture, belong to food, language. So for me, was everything very, very dramatic, was very hard for me to begin with. So I would say I never thought that I would have give up. And after 6 months in Vietnam, I thought, that's my first time. It's always a first time for everything. But then I remember who is giving me the strength to keep it up, as my family, my mother. And I decided to stay to not fail, not to win, just to not fail. And I actually won because I had my awards and I had a good life. So I learned a lot and I adapt more, understanding, getting closer with Vietnamese. I get closer about how they like to be treated, how they like to learn, and obviously where they want to be. But 7 years ago, 6 years and a half ago, when I got here, all the cocktails were unbalanced. It was not a structure of technique. It was not a balance of taste. So it was all about what we like, we make it this way. Then thanks to global competition, Vietnamese start to go around a little bit more often, and they understand what the judge is looking for. By that, when they come back home, they need to share this idea, this standard. And based on this standard, they learn and they become competitive in 2 years of time. So that's what I like about Vietnam. Very competitive, fast grower, and that's why I want to live my life here. I see much more often people that become famous for bartendering and they move industry, so abusing of that, they easily move to another industry like a movie, acting, or modeling, or even something completely different that you don't imagine. Because when you know about even just alcohol production, you could even start to produce your own perfume. because the basic is the same. You're distilling alcohol, you're concentrating specific flavor and characteristics. So bartending is just the first step that you take as a first job. Then, love it or not, if you keep going, you will understand more about what you're capable to do under this simple job. And to be honest, how many people know what they want to do in their life before they actually start bartending? Nobody. So you need to experience it and then you choose. What I like the most is mixologist to me is the meaning of you are able to create art, to express something to people. It's like a painting. When Picasso used to make a paint, he's trying to tell people something without speaking up, right? That's the same things for a bartender, for a mixologist mainly. Through technique and visual, you're able to express something, right? And I think the reason, no, it's not I think, I know that the reason why I joined TV is mainly because I was trying to highlight myself into F&B. So people notice me, so I create visibility. So people start to contact me to do more work. And it was all related to F&B for me, but it ended up in the opposite. So people start to like me more as, you know, my skills for modeling, acting, and I enjoy it. So that's why I keep going with it. But mainly it was just try to support my F&B industry that I love the most. So for me, modeling and TV is just, it's a passion. It's not a job. So yeah, I see myself as an Americano cocktail. So Campari is a bittersweet, and that's how I see my personality, my heart. I'm very sweet, very warm, but I can get easily bitter. And, you know, can be getting cold in some sort of situation just to avoid some specific discussion. So that's my way to say my heart is definitely like a Campari, like a bitter and sweet. Then I would say on top of it we have vermouth. And vermouth is thanks for his botanicals. And it's a base of wine, but mainly it's because of the spices that create a complexes on these products. And I think that is my complexity that I have in my heart that make me dab or make me risk or make me think the right or the wrong things. And I would say the soda on top is my actual idea. So the bubbles, the soda, is what actually are my idea. They're coming up every day, try to improve myself, my way to live and my way to work.